Welcome everyone to my first episode of the Gaming Theories playlist. Today I'm theorizing the Inklings and Octolings are still evolving and becoming more human. Evidence? We'll take a look at this screenshot. It has Shiver, Frye, and Big Man in it, and if we take a closer look at Frye's tentacles, they seem to be separating more and more, as if it was hair. Similar, I mean, just look at Frye's tentacles. They're swooping downward, and I'm sure it must be very hard to braid tentacles. So that would probably explain their tentacle do. Yeah, it's basically a hairdo but with tentacles. I'm sorry. This is probably going to be like a shorter video because I'm not really trying to theorize anything coming from Nintendo. I'm just trying to investigate some weird things coming from video games every once in a while, and this is one of them. So as we can see, we can also see Shiver's tentacle is starting to separate a bit here as well. And not only that, but this helicopter pilot Inkling also seems to have its tentacles separating into smaller bits of hair. Although I don't really have much to say about Big Man since he's not an Inkling or an Octoling. It'd be really hard to make a prediction on a creature about humans when this creature is less human and more manta ray still. Meanwhile, the squids and octopuses are still evolving and becoming more human over time. In the Alternalogs, it actually states that the modern day Inkling was a regular squid at first, and because of the crystals that was absorbed back into the squid and octopi's bodies, that means that their descendants and their bodies are still growing up and evolving. I wouldn't be surprised at some point if the main campaign involved the Inklings and Octolings trying to stop themselves from becoming more human at some point, but that'd probably be like a Splatoon 7 first player campaign. Then again, the Splatoon 3 update doesn't show any new tentacle hairstyles for the Inklings and Octolings so far in the 10.0.0 update, meaning that the process is probably a lot more slower now that the squid and octopi have developed into more humanish bodies with smaller exceptions, like the tentacle hair as we're talking about, and the fact that they don't have bones. And this graph here seems to be focused more on Inklings, but I can imagine that the Inkling and Octoling biology is pretty similar. So they do still retain some traits from being squids and octopi. And it also says high capacity ink tank, ink sac, so I guess that does explain a couple of things. What it explains is kind of how Inklings and Octolings are able to build up ink over time in their guns. But the point is that these Inklings and Octolings are going to start losing their animal instincts and becoming more and more human. And I'm not exactly sure how the Inklings and Octolings reproduce. Do they come out of eggs or whatever? I don't. Come to think of it, I never really studied how squids and octopi reproduce, so I don't know how Inklings and Octolings reproduce. Comment down below how you think they reproduce. Not only that, but humans are omnivorous, and I've read a bit of the Splatoon manga, and the main character Goggles, he seems to really like rice, so meaning that the squids and octopi are losing their predatory instincts as well. And ever since the Octo expansion, more and more Octolings have stopped this whole war with the Squidbeak Splatoon Inklings and just decide to live in harmony. But there are still a handful of Octolings that are a little mean, besides the sanitized ones though. But even DG Octavio has reverted. Doing that sort of thing is human nature. Do you see where I'm going with this, everybody? I'm no expert when it comes to marine biology, but from what I do know, it seems like the Inklings and octopi and any other marine creature have started developing more human nature and losing more of their instincts from when they were actually marine life. And if that's the case, I would love to see a whole single player campaign where you control multiple different Inklings and Octolings at once. Like I want to be able to play as Pearl and have her splat dualies from side order. What about Callie with her hero roller? And with that, I think I'm gonna have to end the video because I don't really know any other evidence that I could add to this video to try to prove my theory. But I will ask, how on earth do the Inklings and Octolings even braid their tentacles? That just makes no sense to me. That's all I wanted to say, that's all I wanted to ask before ending the video. How do the Inklings and Octolings braid their hair if their hair are just one big tentacle? Do they twist it up because they don't have bones? I don't know. I just don't know. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. I'm coming very close to 120 subs. Please hit the notification bell. I'll try to post daily. And I'll see you all next time. Later.